Hey guys, this is Tafan about and today we'll be talking about Nokia Lumia 930. It has been launched and let's see top 5 alternative to this phone. Actually, if you are a Windows fanboy and if you love this spec, then this devices that I'm going to tell you right now may not look like they are great smartphones, but this has been seen. Video has been made with an intention of finding the alternatives, and these are the five alternatives I managed to find out. There may be others. You can put them with the specification in the comments down below. But this is my list, and those who are still into the Nokia Lumia 930 and does not look at Android at all, this video is not for you. You can buy it without thinking, because if you are a Windows fanboy and do not like to look around, then this alternative list is does not even matter. So now let's get around to the video, the list itself, and this the first one, that the fifth one actually that comes into play right now here is Samsung Galaxy Note 3 Neo. I understand it's a Note, but still it is 5.5-inch and fits the size of a phone. It is not 5.8, so still just 0.3 less inch less, but still a good phone, and has a hexa-core processor with a 2 GB of RAM, 8 megapixel rear camera, 2 megapixel front camera, 16 GB of internal memory, 64 GB expandable, and has a 3100 mAh battery. This is good specs I can find in the Samsung's department, and that's a good phone. But most of the people, since they are now starting to hate Samsung for the price that it is giving, so just it's a list. Yeah, it's a phone that will come up in this list, and it's in the fifth spot. And then look at the next device. It's HTC Desire 816. It is on the fourth spot in this my list. So it is also a great phone, but still HTC is kind of not going good right now. But let us not talk about the company and talk about the phone itself. And a lot of reviews had been made on this device on YouTube, and they are all so damn good, and they are talking good about this phone. The CPU is 1.6 GHz Snapdragon 400 quad core, and then the RAM provided is 1.5 GB. Camera is 13 megapixel, and the front facing camera is 5 megapixels. Kind of big thing that they did with the HTC did, because last time I remembered HTC had a quad core at this price point, and the camera was just 8 megapixel. That and 13 megapixel with 5 megapixel of front camera is a big thing. And the internal memory here is 8 GB, and the battery is 26 mAh. Now let's go to the third spot, the phone that is at the third spot. Actually, I wanted to keep this phone on the spot number one, but sadly there was a thing that this phone lacked, and that was the internal memory. But just let's listen to the name of this phone, and it is Lenovo Vibe Z. It's a LTE phone. It comes with a 4G, that's the biggest thing. But still, because of the internal memory, which is damn far less, it's just 16 GB, and the idea of a 16 GB smartphone which is not expandable is not a good idea for me. So it has 2.2 GHz Qualcomm Snapdragon processor, 2 GB of RAM, 13 GB of rear camera, and 5 GB of front camera. That's a big deal. And the battery is massive too. It's a 300 mAh battery. So this is also a great phone, and is on the third spot here. The second spot goes to Moto X. I know the specs of this Moto X are far less when compared to the other specification, other phones, but Moto X kind of a great deal for me, because I have also done a review on this phone. It's stock Android and it's best, and I have used it personally, so I could not give it a lesser spot, and that's why it's Moto X on the second spot. It's got 1.7 GHz dual core quad processor, 2 GB of RAM, 10 megapixel and from rear, and 2 megapixel of front, and internal memory is 16 GB, which is also not expandable, and the battery is 2200 mAh. But still, it's a good phone. I have used it, so I know it fares really well. And the first phone is kind of a not, you may not think that it would come into this spot, because but I have liked the specs so much, I have liked the phone so much, and in fact I like the manufacturer. They are really great manufacturer. They manufacture some good hardwares. In fact, I have been using their products from the last 8 years, and they have done fairly well. Their phones were supposed to be launched 6 months back, but it is launching right now. So it is Asus Zenfone 6. Some call it Asus, but the actual pronunciation, I found out that it is Asus. So actually, somewhere near there. So the CPU that it has is 1.6 GHz Intel Atom Z2520. Then the RAM is 2 GB. Now coming biggest thing, the camera part, it is 13 megapixel rear, and the front is kind of a low, it's just 2 megapixel, but doesn't matter because you'll understand when I'll tell you the price of this phone. And the internal memory is 16 GB with external expandable memory of 64 GB, and the battery is 33 mAh, and this is the biggest battery until now in any phone. So the battery is massive right now. So the biggest feature that I liked about this phone is the price point is just 17,000 rupee phone, which is just $250 in US money if any US person is watching this video. So this was my top 5 alternative list on Nokia Lumia 930. So thanks for watching and staying this long. We'll meet you in next video.